Welcome to the GATE Academy. My name is Vineet. I have done my MBA from Jamnalal Bajaj Institute of Management Studies, and I have around 9 years of experience, 9+ years of experience in teaching general aptitude session to various students, say it CAT, ZAT, CMAT or GATE. So, talking about GATE paper pattern, I'm sure everybody knows what is a GATE paper pattern. There are 65 questions and it is of 100 marks. I'm just revising it quickly. If you can see on slide, number of questions are 65, 1 mark questions are 30 and 2 mark questions are 35. Total marks is 100. One point you have to take care, that is, there are 2 types of question. One is MCQ and one is numerical type question. So for MCQ, there are negative marking. So while answering MCQ questions, you have to be very careful. Do not leave any numerical entry questions. If you are getting any close answer, please fill those answers also, because there is no negative marking in numerical entry questions. If I talk about the weightage in respective subjects of any GATE stream, there will be around 8 to 10 core subjects. So weightage, you can see there will be in the core subject, the weightage is around 70 to 72 marks. For core subjects, it is around 70 to 72 marks. Now, apart from core subjects, there are 2 more subjects. One is mathematics, for which weightage will vary from 30 to 15 marks, and then third one is general aptitude. General aptitude, it is of 15 marks. Now, I have seen many students, they do not practice, they do not focus on general aptitude part. They think that this part is very easy and we can very easily crack. No doubt it is very easy, but without practice, everything is tough. So you have to practice, you have to know the formulas, then only you can crack this 15 marks. And trust my friends, this 15 marks are very important, very, very important. So because if you add 15 plus this maths 15, it will be around 30 marks, and you know that with 30 marks you will qualify the GATE. Only 2 subjects the GATE qualification is achieved. So you have to practice and you have to make sure that you are not leaving any of the things from these 2 subjects, general aptitude and mathematics. We'll talk about reference books from general aptitude. So I can give n number of reference book to you. But first question is, what is your objective? If your objective is only to crack GATE, then our study material, GATE Academy study material is more than enough to achieve that. But many of you may be having a requirement to crack campus aptitude papers also, because many of the companies these days they are taking aptitude papers in the selection primary selection round. So you have to make sure that you can crack those campus aptitude papers also. So for that, more practice is required, more variety of questions you have to practice. So for that, I am suggesting few books. So if I talk about quantitative aptitude, so for quantitative aptitude, there is a book called R.S. Agrawal. And for logical reasoning, again, the author is R.S. Agrawal. Now, if you see R.S. Agrawal book, they're having many questions after every chapter. So what to do? Should I practice all the 300 questions after every chapter, or should I be selective? So trust me, you have to be selective. You cannot go behind all 300 questions. So please be selective. Only solve top first 80 to 100 questions maximum for practice. and whenever you have time, you can practice this, because it will not take too much time to solve one particular question. So do not go behind 300 questions to solve after every chapter. Then next comes Objective English. There's one book called Hari Mohan Prasad. Hari Mohan Prasad is a very good book for beginners. So it will cater all the kind of entrance exam, be it GATE or any other exam. I have seen that many of you face problem in verbal part. You feel that your verbal is not good because your English is not good, because many of you are from vernacular background. So do not fear, okay, because GATE exam verbal is maximum part of verbal is limited to vocabulary. So if you can enhance your vocabulary, if you can improve your vocabulary, then it is very easy for you to crack verbal section of GATE exam. So now, can anybody learn vocabulary very quickly in 1 day or 2 days? No, it is not possible. So you have to practice it regularly. Then only it is possible to enhance your vocabulary. So for that, you have to regularly learn few words, regularly give test on vocabulary. Then only it will become a strong zone, a strong area for you. So for that, there are a few suggestions I want to give. So one is, there is one book called as 30 Days to More Powerful Vocabulary by Norman Lewis. So that 30 Days to More Powerful Vocabulary is a very good book. 30 days is a bit exaggerated. So, but if you are regularly doing it, 60 to 70 days are enough. Okay. So this book, trust me, this is very good book to start. Second thing, there is one app called as Vocabulary Builder by Magoosh. Okay. So I'm sure many of you will be having this app, but do not get time to use it. But if you can have time for your Facebook and WhatsApp, please try to find out time for this also. And I give one trick for this. Keep icon of this application on your home screen only, mobile home screen. And whenever it will be in front of you, you can give one test. So this particular app is very good app. They have given the test. They have defined the level. By level, they are asking questions. So you can select any level based on your knowledge of vocabulary. And while traveling, while going in bus, anywhere, whenever you are free, you can give one test. That is more than sufficient. But you have to do it regularly. Otherwise, it will not help. Okay. If I want to ask you one question, what are the smart ways with which you can solve a particular aptitude question? Be it any exam. I'm not talking about GATE only. Okay. I have seen many replies like this. Sir, we should be good in formula. We should by heart all the formula. There should be all the tricks. We should have all the tricks and shortcuts. But to surprise you, the answer is different. Okay. So let me show you one by one. First one is common sense. So common sense doesn't mean, if you can see on the slide, it is written common sense 40 to 50%. Do not think that you need only 40 to 50% common sense. There is no percentage for common sense. What I mean is, from all the GATE questions or all the G aptitude question, there will be 40 to 50% questions which will be very easy. You can solve those question by applying very simple logic, very simple common sense. So I hope you all have common sense. So, and nobody can teach it. So 50% paper done. Next is shortcuts. So there are 20 to 25% of questions which is depending on shortcuts. And the problem is, many of the students think that sir will give a book of shortcuts and we have to pick this shortcut and we can solve the question. No. The shortcut you have to develop. I can only guide in the questions which I'll be solving. But how to develop the shortcuts? Shortcuts, whenever you are solving one question and you know the traditional method, first solve the question by traditional method. And if you are getting correct answer, that means your concept is correct. Now, after you are sure, you have confidence that your answer is correct, now you can think, can I solve this question by some other method? Is there any hidden shortcut? Have this approach for all the questions which you are practicing. And please, I am quoting this, not all the question will have shortcuts. So do not think that if you are not getting shortcut, then it is because of you. No, all the question will not have shortcut. Even if you are able to find out shortcuts in 2 or 3 questions out of 10 questions, trust me, you have achieved very good thing. And you have to slowly build. It will not come in the first day. It will not come on the first day itself. Next, options. This is the beauty, my friends. Many of the questions, around 15 to 20% of the question, I have seen that they can be solved easily through options. So they'll frame the question in such a way that you will forget to look at the option and you will start solving the questions itself. After reading the question, have a habit to analyze the options which they have given. Sometimes you can directly get the answer, and sometimes you can eliminate the options and there will be only 2 options remaining, and then you can find out which of these 2 is the answer. Again, this will come with the practice. Last one, which is formula. So there is a role of formula, because not all the questions will be based on logic or directly through options. And when I'm saying about formula, I'm assuming this, all the formula till 10th standard you remember. I'm not talking about those formulas where you have to find out ratios, where you have to find out percentage. I'm assuming this, that you know all these formulas. Okay, so now next thing is, what is the syllabus? So syllabus for right now I am limiting myself to GATE only. So syllabus, if you can see on the slide, there are many sections: numbers, arithmetic, algebra, geometry, higher mathematics, data sufficiency, data interpretation, logical reasoning, and verbal. If we are talking about GATE exam, then geometry is very minimum. Geometry question based off the geometry is very minimum. So you can ignore also this particular topic. But in campus, they are asking question from geometry also. So you have to prepare if you are focusing for campus also. Then data sufficiency is one of the very important thing. Why it is important? Not because it is tough, because it is one new concept. Numbers, arithmetic, algebra you have already done in your school days. It is only revision which we'll be doing in general aptitude and learning the shortcuts, how to find out the shortcuts. But data sufficiency is a new thing, okay, and it is very beautiful thing because based on data sufficiency concept I can make any question from anything. Then logical reasoning, that is also very easy. Verbal, I have already given you tips to enhance your vocabulary, because that is a major part. Now we have understood what is the syllabus, we have understood how to smartly solve a GATE question. Let's go and let's see let's solve few GATE questions, and then you'll understand what I was trying to say. So if you can look at the slide, this particular GATE question, ECEEIN, it was asking ECEEIN in 2011 for 2 marks. Okay, so I'm reading out the question. 3 friends RST shared coffee from a ball. R took 1/3 of the toffees from the ball, but returned 4 to the ball. So he took 1/3 and then returned 4. Then S took 1/4 of what was left, but returned 3. T took half of the remainder, but return 2 back into the ball. If the ball had 17 toffees left, how many toffees were originally there in the ball? Look in the question. This question looks like it involves good number of calculation, and many people will assume initially there was X, then they start solving. Some student will assume 100, some student will go backward, that 17 is left, how to solve it. But let's analyze the options also. So option A is 38, B is 31, C is 48, and D is 41. Now let's go back to second line of the question. Second line of the question in the slide is R took 1/3 of the toffees. The meaning of this statement is the toffees are divisible by 3. The toffees are divisible by 3. So see how smartly they have given option. If you look at the option, there is only one option which is divisible by 3, that is 48. So no need to solve anything. No need to do anything. You can directly answer the question by looking at the option. So gate is not to check your calculation abilities. They have given you calculator also. They are checking whether you can apply logic or not, whether you can apply your brain or not. So this is one of the example which I wanted to show you. So the answer is 48. Now we'll move to next question. So if you can look at the slide, this question was asked in 2012 GATE paper, and the question is like, if 1.001 raised to 1.259 is equal to 3.52. So I'll write down this question. Then it is given 1.001 raised to 2062 7.85, and they have asked what is 3321 is a question mark. So you have to analyze the question. You have to analyze the data. If you can look, this particular 3321 is nothing but addition of 1259 plus 2062, then you'll be able to find out the answer very easily. Now, many students will do a mistake over here. They'll find out that 1259 plus 2062 is 3321, then what they will do? They will add these two. But my friend, that is wrong. Why? Because if you remember, a raised to m into a raised to n was a raised to m plus n. So to achieve addition of powers, you have to multiply the bases. So if you are multiplying these two, if you are multiplying left hand side, you have to multiply right hand side also to get the answer. So 3 7s are 21, and there is only one option which is greater than 21, which is option D. So answer is 27.64. So what we have learned out of this question, analyze the data given. Do not think this is very complicated. Do not start using calculator. Okay. Okay, let's move to next question. So if you can look at the slide, this question was asked in EC and ME paper, 2014 GATE paper. This question was asked for 2 mark. The question is, in a sequence of 12 consecutive odd numbers, the sum of the first 5 number is 425. What is the sum of the last 5 numbers? So sum of first 5 number is given 425, and they have asked what is the sum of last 5 numbers. So many students will think that they have to apply a formula for progression, arithmetic progression or geometric progression, whatever is applicable here. But there is a simpler way to do it. So I will start solving. There are 12 consecutive odd numbers. So assume that we have to fill those 12 numbers in these places. It is given that the sum of the first 5 numbers is 425. So the sum of these 5 numbers are 425. In the question it is already given the numbers are consecutive odd numbers. That means the numbers are in arithmetic progression. So there is a property that the average of the arithmetic progression will be the middle number. So here what is middle number? This. Do we know this average? Do we know this number? Yes, we know. Because the sum is given as 425, then you can easily find out what is the average. It will be 425 divided by 5 because the sum is 425 and there are 5 numbers, so we have to divide it by 5. So this number is 85. So if you got this number, then you can easily fill the other numbers. So 85, since it is odd number, 87, 89, 91, 93, 95, 97, 99, 101, 103. Now you can add the last 5 numbers to get your answer. Or again you can apply some shortcut. What is the shortcut? They have asked addition for this. So again we can multiply the average by 5 to get the answer. So 99 into 5 is 100 into 5 minus 5. So your answer will be 495.